So Sarah recently came across an article about lazy keto, and since we kind of consider ourselves lazy keto, we thought that we'd talk about it today. So we're going to talk about the article, Lazy Keto is touted as an easier version of the low-carb diet, but experts don't recommend it. So we've been doing keto off and on for 20 years, mostly off, but we started again in January of 2019, and we've been keto 2.5 years now. Sarah and I lost about 160 pounds combined following a lazy, dirty keto diet. We made this channel because we think that keto is a sustainable lifestyle for us, and we wanted to show other people that it doesn't have to be so intimidating and that you can kind of just have fun with it, and showing you guys different recipes and, motivation that you don't have to take everything so seriously. I mean, taking control of your health is serious enough, but like day to day, Sarah and I, we like to have a relaxed approach to living this way. And it helps keep us going. We are used to reading negative views about keto almost every single place that you look on the internet. Facebook, even people used to say, oh, it's not sustainable, oh, you're gonna die of a heart attack, whatever. Never said that to me when I was 262 pounds, stuffing my face up full of donuts, but now that I'm eating a steak and broccoli, now I'm gonna die of a heart attack. Anyway, so we're used to like this kind of negativity over keto, but this article is kind of triggering. So I'll read a couple of points through the article. We'll link it in the description below if you guys wanna read it. So they say, if you're curious to try a high-fat, low-carb diet, but don't want to spend time tracking every bite, there's a more casual approach, which, we agree with that. Lazy keto, you just keep your carbs to 20 net carbs a day. That's pretty much what it's saying, which we agree with. You don't track specific ratios or macronutrients such as 70% of daily calories from fat and 25 from protein as you do with strict keto. I mean, I feel like everyone has a different definition of keto, so sure, that's one way that people do keto. Experts say that while this approach may be convenient, it does not have the same benefits as more thoughtful keto diet. So they do go into a brief description about lazy keto versus strict keto, but we have a video about that. We can link that down below. But I don't think that that's what made me necessarily upset. But it's funny because when you scroll down, they use an example, which I think is funny. They say taking a bun off of a McDonald's hamburger is better than eating it with the bun, but it's not optimal. And then they quote this doctor. If you're eating a cheeseburger you made at home with a colorful plate of non-starchy veggies, that's a diet to live with for the rest of your life. And that's the part of this article that upsets me, because Emily and I always talk about shoveling it down the gullet, which is when we actually go to McDonald's, and we do this before we're going to a party or anything like that, because we always want to go into a party not hungry so that we can make the best choices while we're there. And I think it's funny that they use this as an example because we actually have footage of us doing this. But what makes me mad is that they're saying that you should cook your own cheeseburgers at home with a colorful plate of veggies, and honestly that's just not possible all the time. The reason why most people are going to McDonald's in the first place is because they don't have time to go home and cook a full meal. So I feel personally that these expectations of like everyone has to do these perfect meals all the time is the reason why people fail. It says if you're gonna cut carbs, most experts recommend a well-formulated keto diet. Okay, duh. The end. The thing that bugs me about this is that better is better than perfect in my opinion, and it always has been. I think there's always room for improvement and incorporating high quality produce and grass-fed meat and high quality fats and all this kind of stuff. But we can't even get most of the population to even consider stopping eating carbs, period, or even reducing the amount of sugar or carbs that we eat. And now people are nitpicking, don't do lazy keto, do strict keto. That's the thing that bugs me about it. It's like lazy keto is not lazy to me. We call it that because we don't really track much, but compared to our standard American diet, where I literally just ate whatever I want all the time, never had any second thought about it, I put so much more effort into what I put in my mouth compared to what I was doing before I started lazy and dirty keto. I don't consider changing your life, losing 100 pounds, feeling the best you've ever had in your life, which I do now, lazy. If this is the path that brings you towards healthier living, there's something shameful about calling it that, in my opinion. I think that a lot of people think that you have to be either really, really strict and clean and only use the best oils and fats, and count everything that you eat on a scale, or you just eat McDonald's hamburgers without the bun and pork rinds every day. I think that someone did that. Like, I don't know if it was like Dr. Oz or somebody, some kind of TV personality doctor. He like tried keto for a week. He literally ate pork rinds like for most of his meals. And then he said he felt sick. It's like, that is not a true representation of like how most people eat on keto. It's just not. Your taste buds change. Your body actually starts to crave nutritious food, which I never did before. Like now I want to eat broccoli. I want to eat spinach. I look forward to eating healthy, vibrant vegetables. Before, I really wasn't interested in vegetables unless you fried them. Most of my food actually was beige.
Favorite
Chicken
color.
tenders, French fries, beige, more beige. You know, it's funny, I would sometimes get French fries and mashed potatoes and then chicken tenders. Literally not 1 ounce of color on that plate. Anyway, but now I eat such a variety of veg and I'm still considered lazy or dirty. This is why for the past 6 months or so, we've been working on a guide. We are calling it Technically Keto because that's what we care about, being technically in ketosis. A lot of people like to go around commenting that so-and-so is not keto. Wheat is not keto, sugar is not keto. Keto has nothing to do with the ingredient. It has to do with how much sugar is in that ingredient or how many net carbs are in that ingredient. You could eat table sugar, 20 net carbs of table sugar and still be in ketosis, okay? We think that it's reasonable to sometimes have those things in comparison to never having them and not having it be sustainable for us. And most of the people in this country are not willing to totally eliminate wheat, and it's just not sustainable for most people. How can we expect people to change their lives that much, take everything away? And so this way that we do it, Technically Keto, it's more reasonable for people. And hey, if you feel like you've changed and you want to like narrow it down as you go and not eat low carb tortillas or not eat anything with wheat in it, then you can do that. But you're asking people who have never thought about what they're putting in their mouths to suddenly nitpick every single thing that they eat, and it's just not gonna happen for most people.
Emily and I have lost hundreds of pounds over the last 20 years, hundreds, like 500 pounds probably.
And gained.
And gained it back because we never took this as a lifestyle. So when we were thinking about this guide, we were really thinking about how to make it sustainable in the long term because we think that that is the key to success.
Our philosophy in Technically Keto is to do the best that you can for all of your life, not just to buckle down for like 6 months, track everything that you eat, and then feel like totally restricted and that you're not getting everything that you want and you feel like your whole life revolves around keto and this diet. And then after 6 months, you go off and you gain it all back because, we've been there before. This philosophy promotes a more realistic approach. And sometimes you're going to be lazy and sometimes you're going to be dirty. But for the most part, if you stick to whole foods 70% of the time, it's really hard to eat too much. It really is, because your body, it recognizes these things. It recognizes steak. It recognizes broccoli. It recognizes fats. And that's why we've been writing this guide. We've been working on this guide for the last 6 months. I've never written a guide before. Writing is hard. I'm working on printables and grocery lists and just advice. A lot of it is just advice about what to do in almost every scenario that you can think of on a technically keto diet. We're filming separate videos just for this guide to be included as exclusive content for this guide, in case you haven't heard us talk enough over the past year and a half. We just kind of want to be there for somebody that's willing to take on a technically keto lifestyle. And we do have a different philosophy than a lot of other people, because it seems like either you can be perfect or you can be the laziest person ever and just eat, the drippings from McDonald's out of the garbage can or something. It doesn't have to be that way. You can kind of be both, and you can reap the benefits of feeling 100 times better than you would have if you've never tried it at all. Technically keto.
So we're getting everything finalized and ready to go. So make sure to subscribe to our mailing list, which will be linked below. Promise not to spam you.
We have not
sent
sent
one
out
email
yet
because we don't want to spam people with emails. I know that you guys get enough to your inboxes, so we promise not to use it for anything else but stuff that's for this channel and for this guide. So make sure to submit your email in the link below. So this person doesn't like keto.
This person does not like keto, okay? Because the next one that they wrote is, nutrition experts share why they think keto is one of the worst diets, even the less restricted modified version. So there's a smear campaign going on with keto. It just doesn't make any sense that people think that keto is some kind of crazy diet. It's literally eat meat, eat vegetables, and eat fat.
It's always like, I feel like when they do talk about a positive, like this is a different article that we'll also link, but it says a November 2020 analysis found the diet as in keto, could help people with diabetes control their blood sugar, lose weight, improve insulin sensitivity. 2020 cases reports suggest that the diet helps improve sperm count and quality, and a woman with diabetes who tried keto and intermittent fasting found the plans controlled her diabetes even though she didn't lose weight.
And then the art. Let me remind you what the article's title is: Why Keto is one of the worst diets ever.
It's always like a positive thing or like studies show this, but then here's the negative. And while critics call the diet unsustainable, some find its binary nature easier than attempting to moderate. If you tell men to live on steak, eggs, butter, bacon, they're pretty happy about it.
At least for a while. It's the worst, everybody. We're all gonna die. Look at me now and look at me a couple years ago and how miserable I looked. And now, keto is the worst diet ever. You have to go with how you feel. How do you feel on keto? How has your life improved? Do you feel a vitality that you didn't have before? Do you feel that your energy is more even? These are all positive signs that you're doing what's right, regardless of what the critics say. Better is better than perfect. What we are doing now is 1,000 times better than the way that we used to live, and sometimes that's good enough. You're doing more for yourself now than most of the people in this country are by never ever restricting any of the carbs that they eat. Most people cannot even commit to this lifestyle for a day or a meal, let alone what you're doing, consuming mostly clean keto, while sometimes throwing in the indulgences of a lazy keto diet. That's why we call it technically keto. So what do you guys think? Do you guys get triggered when you read this kind of stuff? I mean, I think I get triggered less now than I used to be because I used to be highly defensive. Maybe I didn't believe in the lifestyle fully at that point, or maybe I felt like I cared about what a lot of people thought. But now as I get older and I just know I feel so much better, that I know that I'm making the right choice for myself, that I don't get as triggered. It's like they encourage people to try keto and then they make it so, oh, hey, don't even bother unless you're going to do it this really strict, clean way, when most people don't even care at all what they eat. I think that's pretty discouraging. What about you guys? Let us know in the comments.
By the way, we're not doctors. This is only our experience.
Yeah, we're literally, why are you listening to us right now? If you guys want to see a video where, I don't know, it was a similar topic where keto is going to kill us, we kind of had fun with that one. I tried to be a news anchor.
It was probably, maybe it was early 2020 when we did this video. So click on the video on the screen if you want to see the beginning of our channel. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.